Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to be going over variables and branches for the beginner. This is basic blueprint stuff, and I'm going to explain it how I wished that it was explained to me starting out, because it took me a while to figure out this. I don't come from a coding background, and I assume you don't either. But yeah, this is how you go about it. So what I've made is a right mouse zoom hooked up to a timeline. So when I press the button, it'll play a timeline, it'll zoom in. When I release, it'll zoom out, and it looks like this in my spooky world. So I'll zoom in with my right mouse button, release, and I zoom out, and I can move around and things like that. But there's a problem. I don't want to be able to move around while I'm zoomed in, right? And this is where variables and branches come in. So we're going to exit that. So we're going to create a variable. Now don't be afraid, just follow along, and all will become clear. So I want to be able to tell another part of this blueprint that I am in fact zoomed in. So that needs to be a true or false situation, right? So I'm going to hit variables down here, and I'll be like, name it is zoomed in, hit enter. And I'm going to select that and then drag. And I get two options, get zoomed in or set zoomed in. So when I right click my mouse and I'm zoomed in, I want to set this value, right? So this is a value. This is a red value, which the variable type is up here. It's called Boolean. Boolean is basically fancy speak for two values, 0 or 1. 0 is false, 1 is on. But you can abstractly like deduce that to be like yes, no, true, false, up, down, etc. It's just a value of 1 or 0, which is like the basis for all technology in the world. Off or on, 2 states. So there it is. So when I press this, I want to set something and then continue on like I usually was. It still plays, but as I press it, it goes through here, it will set a value to my variable. Okay? So I want it to be like yes. So when you click this box, that means yes. That's a value of 1. Is zoomed in? Yes, that is true. When I right click, it'll tell the variable that it's zoomed in. I'm going to drag it in again, and I want to set once more. And I'm going to drag the released in and then go to the reverse. So it's like yes and no. When I press it, yes. When I release it, no. This is basic, right? You're not going to see anything happening, but when I right click, right click, it's you can't see it, but it's like saying yes, you're zoomed in, no, yes, no. And it's happening in the background. And what this can do is you can send this anywhere in your blueprint. So let's go over to our movement input. Okay, this is basic. So we're going to add something called a branch. And branches are basically yes or no, true or false, right? They're called branches. So you right click and then you say branch. Right, and there it is. So there's a true or false. So when I hit my input axis, I want it to go into the branch first. I want it to be kind of like a security guard or a bouncer. Be like, hey, before this can continue, is this person zoomed in? If he is, then false. Don't do anything. But if he's not, no, sorry. If he is zoomed in the true, then I want it to do nothing, right? I obviously don't want to move if I'm zoomed in, but if I'm not zoomed in, you're free to go on, sir. So I need to move that over to here. So when it's false, it will allow me to move, but I actually need to select or input a condition. And what I can do is I can drag this in and then go get, right? So it will get wherever it is, that it'll get that value. It'll get it. And yeah, it's a variable. It's pretty cool and simple. So I'll just drop that in there. And yeah, let's give that a try. And that is the mouse move forward. I'm going to give that a test. I guess this is called debugging. So I'm going to hit that W button and I'm not going to let go, I promise. And I'm going to zoom in. I've effectively stopped, even though I'm holding the W button back and forth, W and S. But I can still go left and right. All right, so this is basic debugging. So I'm still able to go left and right. I'm going to add in the input, move left and right. I'm going to go to my branch. Again, keep on misspelling it. Drag that in there. And I'm going to do this in a different order. Is zoomed in, I'm going to drag into that condition right there. A little check mark, boom. It did it automatically. And yes, if I am zoomed in, true, I'm going to leave that just disembodied in space. Nothing is going to happen. But if I'm not zoomed in, I'm going to go and do my add movement input. Fun times. So now, if I go and I zoom in, I can't move anywhere, but I can move up and down and left and right. Or like I can look. Right? Very, very well and good. And that is, basic Boolean variables and branches for the non-coder types like me. Hope I explained it well. Hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.